Welcome to the historic Inner Harbor of Baltimore, Maryland. Just a stone's throw away, you find M&T Bank Stadium, the home of the Ravens. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. On the Browns sideline, you see Kevin Stefanski. His guys got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. His counterpart on the Ravens side is John Harbaugh. His guys, on the other hand, couldn't pull one out last week in the opener, so they're looking for their first win at home here in Week 2. So glad to have you with us. Mike Tirico next to Greg Olson here in the booth. Off we go here in the Inner Harbor. Dejounte Wester now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
We had a chance to sit down with him this week, Mike. It almost came across to both of us that he wasn't entirely over last week's close loss. And he made the point. He said, listen, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're going to be judged by how well do you play and what is your record in one-score games. Last week, they found themselves on the wrong end of it. If they get themselves into a back-and-forth matchup today, they've got to make enough plays down the stretch to come away with the win.
He'll get it into the hands of Zay Flowers. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of 9. They'll go about trying to convert on 3rd down. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. That's the veteran Calais Campbell. He had a sack in the opener last week. He's got another one here.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. His offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
Nothing real fancy when you look back on last week's game, Mike. I mean, he had the 2 touchdown passes, of course, the 1 interception he'd love to have back. But for the most part, I thought he was really efficient. I thought he did a nice job operating the system. And there's actually some more plays that he left out there. So I think he can build off a lot of that, try to improve in this one today.
And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Come on. Here's Brown. And to pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. On play action, Shedeur. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Alohi Gilman.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
John Harbaugh there, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Ravens, as his guys get ready for their next possession. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Hopkins sent in motion. Off the play fake. Jackson. And it's left side and caught by Flowers. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Jackson on target to Flowers, and it's a Baltimore first down. Now the first carry for King Henry. And he is planted. Backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
Looked like that might have been a RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like he might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Trying to set up the screen to Mitchell. He'll be marked down very close to the first down. They got 14 of the 15 that they needed. It's going to set up a manageable 3rd and short.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
And he'll have it. He'll have it at the 16-yard line. First down picked up as the running game comes through.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
And a missed tackle there. He pushes forward. It will give him 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing Jackson. Quick throw, taken in. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal. Try to finish off this drive with a touchdown. A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal.
This is quarterback play at its finest, is understanding and identifying the blitz before the ball is snapped. That's what allows him to get the ball out of his hand so quickly, throws it to his hot receiver in the flat, and he does the rest.
And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
Pretty big swing here in the mindset of the defense. Before the play, you're thinking, man, we're on the 1-yard line. Pretty likely that it ends with a touchdown. But instead, you send them back 5 yards, and your chances of holding them to 3 just go up.
Again, it'll be Henry. Hard running, close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. An injured player on the field. That is Myles Garrett being tended to. They cannot lose him. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to sneak it here. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
That one didn't have a chance, Mike. They do a great job of getting penetration, clogged up the run lanes, and now this offense has a decision to make here on 4th down.
This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, I'm feeling pretty good about my chances of picking up this 4th down when I've got big old Derrick Henry in the backfield. So what an unbelievable job by this defense coming up with a huge 4th down stop.
There you see Kevin Stefanski, twice NFL Coach of the Year. His Browns begin their next possession. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has an ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch.
Come on. They'll run here with Brown. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Tackle there by Trenton Simpson. From the 20, here's 2nd down and 7.
Let's go now. 6, ready.
From the gun, it's Shador. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
19, Sergeant, 19, Sergeant. Hey, check that, 3.
Now Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
2nd and 11. To throw is Sanders. This one batted away. It's incomplete.
This is something they teach defensive linemen, Mike, that, of course, we want to get to the quarterback and pressure and hit him and ultimately sack him. But if you don't think you're going to get there, when his hand comes off the ball, your hands go up. Get in that throwing lane, get a deflection, and he's able to force the incomplete.
That one on target to Moore. The rookie from Colorado on target with that throw. His guys have a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
On the ground, it's Brown. He looks forward for maybe a yard. Nate Wiggins up to make the tackle.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
A pickup of 14 on that one. It's a Browns 1st down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
He plunges forward for a couple of yards. That is Nnamdi Madubuike there to bring him down. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 7. Play action, it's Sanders. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A first-time Pro Bowler a year ago, it is Kyle Van Noy. He gets into drop in for his 1st sack of the young season.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, Now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush. And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. When you play a tight game and lose, it kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
Pick up a 2 on the last run. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Jackson going up top and looking for Andrews. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Jackson now. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down. A carry here for Brown. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They get 11 and quickly pick up the 1st down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
13 more on that carry. He is churning out the yards. And another 1st down.
Well, after the nice run to start the drive, why not go back to the well and try it again? And that's exactly what they do. Have to imagine at some point now, the defense tries to change their look.
He'll get this complete to Jerry's Judy. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. From the 23, here's 2nd and a couple.
Come on, come on. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Off the play fake. Here's Sanders. That's to the right side and incomplete.
So I actually think this is one of those where he was a little bit too unselfish. He's trying to fit that ball in a tight window and maintain his ability as a passer. And I think if he turns himself into a runner and activates his legs, he probably picks up that 1st down if he calls his own number.
Try to pick this one up on the ground. It'll be a pickup of 10. 1st down, Cleveland.
Anytime you're having a really good drive like this, Mike, you just hate to see it stall out on the fringe of the red area. But in this case, not only do they pick up some good yardage on the ground, They get a fresh set of downs to hopefully go in and finish this drive with a touchdown.
Cowboy 80. Check, check. Go.
They'll stay on the ground. And the strength on display, rambling through tacklers for a gain of 8 yards. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard.
Here we go, here we go.
On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. And that play took a little long to develop. They stopped it for no gain at the 4.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
3rd down, we'll try to get it on the ground. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone. And they get 6.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. And that one is no good. He missed the extra point. So much for 7 to start. It is a 6-0 game. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. Wester now to return it. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get back to work. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside, obviously Joe Burrow, a quarterback, but it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a 3-man race in the AFC North. Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. Here's 1st and 10. On the give, here's Henry. Forward forward, a short gain to the 25. Carson Schlesinger there on the stop. It is 2nd and 6. Play action now. Jackson. That is brought in at the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Ravens.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
But dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. And they will finally track him down, but not before he takes this to the other side of midfield. The Browns offense. And their running back set to go once more. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about really much, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball to 35? Or even if
nowhere to go, he is taken down. Kyle Van Noy. He gets in to record his 2nd sack of this first half.
Man, I gotta say, man, the commentary on Madden is pretty good, man. I was really listening to what he was saying. That sack interrupted what he was saying. That was interesting commentary. It's very good stuff from Madden. I gotta give it to him.
Can't be confident operating out of the pocket. There's no rhythm, there's no timing, and everything you planned on doing today coming in is out the window.
Now, Shador will set up the screen to Brown. He's to the 15, and he's into the end zone.
Jim Brown does it again.
That's a 2-touchdown game for number 7.
Damn, Shador took a shot, though. Shador Sanders took a shot.
To finish the play with a touchdown.
Man, they laid Shador Sanders out, man.
That was the most impressive.
But Jim Brown is just in God mode. This is week 2. He's already got 8 touchdowns. Jesus.
In this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
Folk now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Browns are in the lead by the score of 13-7. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The kickoff return here as he'll bring this close to the 30-yard line.
And that right there is how you regain momentum. You just gave up the lead, but now here comes a huge boost by your special teams. Just an excellent return. Going to set them up with great starting position on this next drive.
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And before this drive starts, let's take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL Most Valuable Player. He'll send a tight end in motion right. On 1st and 10, Jackson. Back to the tight end, Kohler. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
Really nice job there, Mike. All they're trying to do is just clear some space for the tight end and then let him go to work in the middle of the field. Now they're set up nicely.
And he will get into the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Loop now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens move out in front by a point. It's 14-13. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Hardman now to return it. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Cougar 19.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Ready? Captain 50, Captain 50.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
On 3rd down, Sanders. Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
Shador. The accuracy, man.
Even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense.
Browns doing a good job on Derrick Henry today so far. A lot of game left to go, though. You know how these running backs, man. You keep feeding them. All of a sudden, they just take the game over.
In Sao Paulo, great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets, Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. On play action, here's Jackson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Isaiah McGuire getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Second down, Jackson. He'll try to hit him with a screen. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and third down coming up.
A gain of 10 makes it 3rd and 3.
In motion comes Andrews. 3rd and short, Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
Well, nothing real fancy here, Mike. Not a huge pickup, but anytime on 3rd down, you got to know where the sticks are, who's your most reliable player, and I think everybody in this booth knows exactly what position that is.
A give right up the middle to Henry. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. But I don't think he knows yet that this one is coming back.
Illegal blocking the ball. Offense.
So a costly penalty here. It wipes away the touchdown. Bateman is the motion man. Jackson. Throw over the middle, brought in by Hopkins. And he'll take this down to the 6. That's good enough for first down. 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Jackson out of the pistol. And he's in. Jay Flowers. Touchdown, Ravens. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. On is Luke to add the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Ravens extend the lead to 8. It's 21-13. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Browns offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release. The draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
You know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number 1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, Mike, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch. but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, a Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
Now Shador on first down. That's the rookie first-round pick, Malachi Starks. And the Ravens are going to get the football at their own 20.
Yeah, that's not the type of play I think Shador can make. He can't make that back of the end zone throw. I thought I could. Just, man, just that ball had no all kind of wobble on it. I was trying to go to the back of the end zone with it, but he couldn't get it out there.
I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you. And sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to him with another drive here. In motion comes Andrews. Off the play fake. Jackson. This throw right is taken in by Flower. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and a yard. On the handoff, it's Henry. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third.
And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They're running on first down with Henry. And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one. They'll send a tight end in motion. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Baltimore after this. They'll come up here on second down and 5. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Back to throw, Jackson. To the right side, he's got Andrews. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Here's second and 3 to go. Now it's Jackson. Right back to Andrews. He's got another one. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he will get into the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown Baltimore. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
No problem there on the extra point, and the Ravens add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Hardman now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Browns offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To throw is Sanders. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
This is something we see so often out of these young quarterbacks, Mike, is their inability to manipulate the defense. They kind of telegraph where they're going to go with the ball, with their eyes. And I'd love to see him the next time when he gets to the top of his drop. Look off the safety. Hold somebody underneath defenders from where you ultimately know you want to go with the ball. A lot of that just comes with experience, and sometimes you got to gain that experience the hard way.
2nd down and 3. From the gun, Jackson. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Denzel Ward in there defensively to knock it away.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
They'll run for it with Henry. He's going to have a Ravens first down. Good work there. 4th and 1. They pick up 7 and pick up a new set of downs. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Tyler Loop now to try the field goal. This one will be from 37 yards out. That one is good. And the Ravens will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
By today's kicking standard, Mike, this is clearly a chip shot. I don't know if there was a lot of question that he'd make this one. So nice job making sure you end the half on a high note, coming away with 3.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Sanders will throw it. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. It's our second week in studio, second week of the NFL season. Lots to get to, so let's get after it. Our tour around the NFL starts now at legendary Lambeau Field. It's the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And it's Jordan Love. A 4-yard touchdown pass in the box score. The Packers are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. Got another one to get to right now. How about Gang Green? The Jets, they're playing host to the Buffalo Bills. And here's a man who went for 1,000 yards last year, James Cook. All he needs is a crease, and he finds it. That's a 7-yard rushing touchdown. This one's at halftime with the Bills looking for a 2-0 start. They lead at the half. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Hardman now to return it. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. There you see Kevin Stefanski, twice NFL Coach of the Year. Browns begin their next possession. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Here's Brown, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Nate Wiggins. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone. Quick throw here, taken by Hopkins. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second and 7. To throw is Jackson. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here's a run, and he will score again. Touchdown, Baltimore. 3 touchdowns for the game. His first 3 of the year. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown. And Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
Hardman now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. the Browns offense. And their running back set to go once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run is going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. From the 29, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go with Chubb. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
He's got the veteran Zach Ertz. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. They go play action now with Sanders. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Cedric Tillman was the intended target. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. Open man, and that's Tillman. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. It's 3rd and 4. To throw again is Sanders.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
There's a screen set up for Judkins. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. They had the right play call. The screen goes for 15. And a 1st down. From the gun, it's Sanders. Quick throw, taken in. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Now, Shador. Look in the middle. He's got Ertz. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Trying to work quickly here and put the pressure on the defense.
1st and goal, Cleveland.
Sanders going to throw again. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but you got to make that catch.
He slams it in there, and he is in. Nick Chubb, touchdown Browns. For Chubb, he's been there a lot. 56 total TDs with the Browns. That his 1st as a Houston Texan. Folks' extra point is good. And the Browns are able to cut into the deficit. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. John Harbaugh there, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Ravens, as his guys get ready for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. action. Going to keep it himself. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's second down.
They went to the quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
On the option, they give it to Henry.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
On play action, here's Jackson. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
This is Henry. And he'll get forward for a couple. Tyson Campbell there to make the tackle. Here now, 3rd and 5. Gonna go right back to Henry. Ravens sending the punt team out there. And he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. Don't want to risk getting pinned even deeper, so he makes the fair catch at the 6. Nick Chubb and the rest of the Browns offense set to take over again. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Come on. Hit. Let's go, 80. Check, check.
He'll run here with Brown. Got room at the 30. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he is gone. 83 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Now, Folk on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns are able to edge a bit closer. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. This one taken at the 10. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. John Harbaugh there, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Ravens, as his guys get ready for their next possession. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Play action now. Jackson. Taking off.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
2nd and inches. They'll run. It's Henry. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down. They'll go again here with Henry. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Devin Bush there on the stop. From the 41, here's 2nd and 9. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. Quick slant into the hands of the speedy Flowers. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a first down. 1st and 10 now from the 36.
Hey, up, sit up.
In the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So you find yourself playing with a 2-score lead. Of course, it goes without saying, Mike, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks. The primary reads weren't there. Works through his progression, move on to the next play, and just throw that ball away.
Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
Rashad Bateman, the intended target. And it's going to lead to 4th down. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Now, Sanders. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target. And 3rd down coming up.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
3rd, they need 8. From the gun, it's Shador. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
John Harbaugh there, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Ravens, as his guys get ready for their next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. Down the sideline, past the 45. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Pistol give to Henry. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
2nd down, Jackson.
A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
3rd and long. Now Jackson. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a 2-possession game.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
Now Shador on 1st down. He'll swing this one out to Brown. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Sanders will throw it. They'll set up the screen to Brown. And they'll take this down inside the 35. The screen works for 10 yards and a 1st down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Throwing now, Sanders on 1st down. That's going to be pulled in by Brown. And he's got another one.
Oh, my God, what a route. He just smoked him. He was neck and neck like Jim Brown hit like a 3rd gear and just pulled away from him. He was right there with him.
Optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having
oh, man.
With their opponent. They're going up and down the field. And after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
Folk now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Browns will cut the deficit to 7.
Superman doing it again.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense about ready to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Forward. Hopkins sent in motion. He'll step up and run this. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be second down. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the 31, here is second down and 7. Now, Jackson. There he goes again. Lamar Jackson. And he will take this into the end zone. What a run. Lamar Jackson.
That was amazing. Are you serious?
Talk about a quarterback getting things done with his legs.
Wow. What a ball game.
But they couldn't cover him.
He destroyed him. I thought he...
Sometimes as a defensive coordinator, you just can't prepare for everything. In this case, you had the play defended perfectly. Passing lanes are all taken away. Everyone in coverage is where they're supposed to be. So what does the quarterback do? He tucks the ball away, and he takes it the distance for 6.
The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. This one crushed. It's over the back line of the end zone. Touchback, and the ball's coming out to the 35. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Now Brown. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
And he continues to carry the ball well. Another nice one here. But as they find themselves continuing to trail here in the second half, the opposing team's defense is not really concerned about the run game. They need to find a way to use the pass to get the lead and then go back to this run game to close the game out.
So back and forth they go as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 10. Here's Sanders to throw. His throw left is complete with Judy. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down.
70, 19.
They'll try to throw for it with Sanders. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on down.
Shador couldn't stay his feet, man. He just, the fundamentals.
On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. They'll run it with Henry. And this is going to work out a little better. He'll get 9 on that one. but they're going to need to convert on third down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
He's going to have the first down, so they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge first down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock. And up until this point, this is not something that we've seen a lot of. This running back's had a really nice day. So in this case, this rep goes to the defense.
Jackson now on second down. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Yeah, it's not in the cards today. Looks like the Browns are going down today, guys. After the Week 1 thriller against Cincinnati, Lamar, they're just too much. Look at Derrick Henry. Man, he's tired, man. He's had a great game, though. There's Lamar again. Oh, Brown secondary just getting picked apart by Lamar right now. Nothing Jim Brown can do about it. He's on the bench watching.
If some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back, it looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
And not much there.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's tired, man. He just got rock bottomed. Like a WWF move right there, man. The Rock. Hey, with the rock bottom right there.
Yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop them. They hold them to no gains.
On third down, Jackson. That is caught at the 3. Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down. Here's a chance to put this game away. First down and goal. Mitchell. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Henry. And he's into the end zone.
Oh, my God. They just couldn't get him down.
Henry, touchdown, Baltimore.
This defense is tired. They've been ran over. Look at number 94, just couldn't even get out there, man. Sheesh.
After losing week 1, to continue to add here in the fourth quarter and get themselves likely back to 500.
Yeah, just a really nice bounce-back performance. After talking to them, they felt really disappointed in their week 1 performance. They felt like they got off to a slow start, Mike. So now here in week 2, bounce back, deal with a little adversity early in the season. I think this is going to bode well as the rest of this year plays on.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Browns offense and their
Man, look what Jim has done, though. 22 rushes, 194 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. They didn't stop Jim Brown. They may beat the Browns, but they didn't stop Jim.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Brown. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
They go play action now with Sanders. Looking down the field.
Man, Shedeur Sanders' accuracy is terrible, man. God. Njoku had a step on his man. He still couldn't. He overthrew him by about a good 5 yards out of bounds. It's going to be a long season, man, in the passing game, I'll tell you that. The running game is amazing, but there's just no passing game to complement it. That's the problem.
Here's Brown. And they'll get maybe a yard out of that. Not nearly enough. It'll be 4th down. The Browns getting their punting team out there. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out that.
Look at Derrick Henry, the game he's had.
Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And they have definitely righted some wrongs after the loss of the opener. They have the lead here, and they start this possession 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. On play action, here's Jackson. He'll get this one out to his fullback. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
So, Mike, there's this idea that every time a defense blitzes, it has to result in a sack, but there's a lot of other ways that you can impact the play, and we see it here. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand, get it to the check down, and now you just need to rally tackle and bring them down for a loss.
However, we were able to get 4 sacks on Lamar Jackson, which is pretty impressive. So the Browns did a good job with that, but the problem is can't stop him when he gets time. We do get pressure on him. We're doing a good job, except for that big run, that big crazy run he had earlier for a touchdown.
As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. This returnable for Hardman. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. From the gun, it's Sanders. Good work there defensively. Knocked it away, and that pass falls incomplete. We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now it's Sanders. This pass caught by Judy. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Now Shedeur. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down. To throw again is Sanders. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down. Here's Henry. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
On the zone read, it's Mitchell. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Another run here with Mitchell. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Rolling to the left.
You have to admire when quarterbacks are willing to put their head down and fight for some extra yardage, Mike. Sometimes the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Get down, protect yourself, live to play another snap.
3rd and 5. Hopkins sent in motion. He'll get this out wide to Mitchell. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Ravens will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
The Browns offense ready to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10.
Get up! Stick the Eagles! Stick! Bronco switch! Bronco switch!
A carry here for Brown. Not much happening there. Just a short gain. 2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. They'll stick with him again. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
Come on. Ready, go. Grab the 60. Hey, check this.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. A pickup there of 13. It's a Browns 1st down.
Typically in a 3rd down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass. But give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
Ready.
They'll run here with Brown. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 19 more on that one. And another 1st down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical.
Might as well go ahead and pad stats with Jim. This game's over.
To see more of going forward.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
To throw is Sanders. Now a screen going to be set up to the left. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
That's just bad timing by the offensive line. They've got to get their linemen out in front of him, so either the linemen need to go faster or the back just needs to be more patient. But either way, they're just not in sync on that screen pass.
And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches.
Here we go.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
Anytime you have one of these big backs, this is exactly the spot to use him. Just lower those pads, keep those legs moving. He's able to find just enough of a seam to pick up the first down.
Right back to him on first down. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter.
God damn, that last hit. The Ravens, they let them know it's more this where this came from. We're going to see this game at least one more time this season, so, man.
To go for the season sweep on the road later in the season.
No heroics this game. Big performance by Jim Brown, but too much Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Look at that right there. That is crazy, man. Look at that. Jukes the guy, goes the distance.
NFL. The Ravens are victorious.
They have no chance of stopping them.
From Baltimore.
That is crazy. But then Jim Brown over earlier. Speak the outside. It's a one-man army. You know, as bad as this blowout was, this game was, think about what this game would have been like if Jim Brown wasn't here. Like, man, he was the entire offense. I mean, over 250 yards. Let's take a look at the stats here. Lamar Jackson's brilliant as usual. 331. Shedeur Sanders with 4 interceptions. Good God. Oh, man. But Jim Brown, 32 attempts, 257 rushing yards, 8 yards a carry. Remember, he averaged 6 yards a carry back in 1963, so that's 2 yards better than what he did for a season. Remember, it was 14 games when he played. Jeez. Broken tackles. 3 broken tackles. He had 1 yard of 20. Had an 83-yard run in this one. Derrick Henry with 115 yards. He had 4. He had a great, listen, under normal circumstances, Derrick Henry should have been a leading rusher in this game, but Jim Brown was Jim Brown. Lamar Jackson, 90 yards and a touchdown. Had a 69-yard run. Let's take a look here at some of the receiving yards here. Jim Brown with 113 receiving, 8 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Sheesh, man. Listen, I know people say Jerry Rice is the greatest and Tom Brady and everything, but, man, I'll say this. You can talk about Tom Brady all you want to and Jerry Rice, but there is no defense for a handoff. I mean, you can do things that takes Tom Brady away. You can do things to take away Jerry Rice. How do you defense a running back like Jim Brown? You can't defend a handoff. It's hard to argue that he's the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. But not today for the Cleveland Browns as they go down for the first loss of the season following the amazing victory in Week 1. Now they'll have to lick their wounds as they go to Week 3. What will be the response? We'll find out as the season goes on. Let's get up here and see who's going to be the Week 3 opponent here shortly. I don't know with all that mad stuff. We got some upgrades here for some players. Let's go ahead and simulate that. We need all the help we can get for this team. Man. Let's take a look here at the weekly wrap-up.
A great 1-2 to start the year. Hi, everyone. Scott Hansen, and this is your Week 2 edition of the EA Sports Weekly Recap. Plenty to get to. Let's start in Baltimore. The Ravens at home to take on the Cleveland Browns. And it's the NFL's all-time
There's that run by Lamar.
Lamar Jackson. He'll look to get the yards himself on the scramble, and he got those yards and more. Off he goes. From there, let's move on to another compelling early season matchup. And it's the veteran, T.J. Hawkinson. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. The Vikings come away with a victory. They win by 6. Lastly, let's squeeze in one more. And here's Josh Reynolds. He's going to find an opening down the field and pull this one in. 52 yards, touchdown. The Jets find a way to pull this one out as they escape with the narrow win.
Hey, that was a good game right there.
So that'll put a bow on this one. For all the hardworking men and women here in Orlando, Scott Hansen saying good night. We'll see you next week right here on EA Sports.
And speaking of next week, let's go ahead and advance this. I believe they are taking on the Packers. So that'll be another good running back. Now they got to deal with Josh Jacobs coming to Cleveland. This is going, man, evenly matched teams. And that is going to be a good one. Week 3, Packers and Browns. Can Jim Brown bounce back from the loss against the Ravens here in Week 2? We just saw. Tune in here, guys, to find out. Before we go, let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the stats. As we're for the first 2 weeks of the season are now behind us. And let us see just where Shedeur Sanders is having a pretty good start to the season yardage-wise. Mostly because of Jim Brown's. We throw a lot of screen passes to Jim Brown. He's had a lot of breakaways. And a lot of breakaway passes from Jim Brown, quite frankly, has led to most of that. As you can see here, 50%, he's hitting 57% from the field. He's got 5 interceptions to start the season. But yeah, he's got 660 yards. The reason for that, Jim Brown's breakaway ability. Yeah. And that tight end, Njoku. Let's take a look here at the league leaders. I think Shedeur is right up there at the top. Yeah, he's right up there at the top guys with passing yardage. Joe Burrow, number 1 right now at 758. But, of course, Joe's got the completion percentage, and then the low interceptions to complement it. He's not spreading that ball around. Mahomes right there. Trevor Lawrence is up there. How about that? Trevor Lawrence looking good. All right. Lamar Jackson, the great performance we just saw. There's Jordan Love. We'll be seeing him in Week 3 in the next stream. He's off to a good start in the season. Take a look here at the rushing yards now and see what Jim Brown just, man, look at this. This is just crazy. First off, he's got 73 carries already, which is, they don't even do that anymore in the NFL. 73 carries through 2 weeks in the NFL. 547 rushing yards. 7 yards carry. Remember, I said it before, he averaged 6 yards a carry for a season. A season in 1963, his best season ever. And he also averaged 133 rushing yards. As we're seeing here, he's averaging 173 right now because the rules are different. Remember, back in Jim's day, you could tackle people any kind of way. You can only hit, think about it. You can only hit Jim Brown in a certain area now. You can't hit him anywhere you want to. So now, guys, a lot more broken tackles. Look at the yards after contact are high. He's got 547 rushing yards and 228 of his after contact. That's insane. That is insane. I think that speaks for itself, guys. Speaks for itself. He's got 6 touchdowns in the season rushing. Now let's take a look at the receiving. Jim Brown is the number 2 receiver in the league. Again, we throw a lot of screens to him the last 2 weeks and a lot of post routes, getting matched up on linebackers. And with that breakaway ability of his that he has, he just pulls away from these. Even these linebackers of today, who are far faster than the linebackers he played against. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you guys. I mean, the linebackers today are far more athletic than what Jim played against. But even then, he still has that amazing breakaway speed. Because if you go back and watch film, you could easily see Jim Brown outrunning cornerbacks when he was playing. But man, right after the catch, 264 yards. Sheesh. He's got four receiving touchdowns. We'll see if that continues, though. But I tell you one thing: what's going to hold the Browns back in this season is Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders has got to find a way to be more accurate because there were a lot of chances where guys were getting open. He was just overthrowing guys in this game. You know, if he just gets that up to maybe just 61% completions and cut down the interceptions that were thrown that shouldn't have been thrown, you know, they might have a chance to beat Baltimore with Jim Brown being Superman. But I digress. I'll tell you one thing: the Cleveland Browns, number 1 offense in the league. Also, they have the worst defense, though. The defense is giving up the most yardage. 87 points scored. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to bring this stream to an end, and I hope to see you guys next time for week 3 of the Jim Brown and the Modern NFL series, where we have taken Jim Brown from 1963, arguably his greatest season ever, and put him on the Cleveland Browns of today to see, can he get the Browns to the playoffs? Or at least some version of it. Well, I'm saying we'll take anything in Cleveland at this point. A wild card appearance will take that at this point. But with that being said, guys, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Peace. Have a good evening. Bye.